Hi guys, I'm back. I got something in the mail the other day that I've had it in various shopping carts for a while. I had a friend ask me if I have tried these items and I hadn't. So I was like, all right, let me try it. But I just had to get up the energy to spend the money on it. And I ended up ordering from somewhere I never have. It was from dermstore.com. Yeah, I've never ordered from Dermstore, but they had the best deal. I'm now working on a slightly slower version because I don't know why, but I got in my head that I really had to smell this perfume, and now my head's working really, really slowly. So I hope that this video goes okay. Anyway, so what it is, my friend asked me about the Laura Geller Spackle Primer. And I figured while I was at it, I would get the Coverlock foundation. It seemed like a lot of people in my coloring seem to like it. So what I'm going to do is, I have only tried this primer twice, but I'm going to use it half on half my face. And I'm going to do what I classically do in my tests. And I'm going to compare the other half face of my MAC Prep and Prime because, you know, why did I just go for my lips with lipstick on? Yeah, I love my MAC Prep and Prime. It always holds so well. So I want to do my fair compare. Oh my gosh, I'm such a klutz. Okay, alright, I got my MAC. Do that on the other side of my face. So in comparison, the MAC primer is a lot thicker. Actually, put some on the back of each hand because I didn't pay attention to this whenever I put it on my face. So the Spackle primer is a lot thinner. It spreads out like a tiny little bit, spreads out way too much for the back of my hand. I need a little bit more of MAC because it's thicker. So here's the difference. This side has MAC, this side has Spackle. I never noticed. This is so funny. How did I never notice until now? There's a little faint amount of sparkle in the MAC Prep and Prime. How have I not noticed? And if I have, it's just that I forgot because I swear I have Alzheimer's. I'm going to use this Coverlock on both sides of my face. It also spreads out like crazy. So I'm going to start with just the little tiniest bit. I've used this twice so far, and this might be crazy, but I think it's my favorite foundation. I wish I had gotten it in a slightly darker color. I went for the lightest color, which is Porcelain. Went for the lightest color because I figured that winter is here and I'm just gonna get whiter, but maybe I'm not. But still, I mean, the color match to my neck is amazing. So there's no blending. I do have one complaint though. Okay, no, I got a couple of things to say about it. I have one actual complaint. Yes, I know, I don't want it to have perfume in it, and I couldn't buy it, could not try it, could not use it, could not anything if it had perfume in it. So my complaint is completely invalid. It smells like a grandma. Yeah, so it smells like that powdery grandma smell. And I know, I don't even know if my grandma smelled like that, but I know everybody else's grandma smelled like that. Okay, so you've seen, I put barely a drop on my finger, went here, and then one more, barely a drop on my forehead. And I'm basically covered. I want to go back through. I have a monster growing under my chin. Not sure why. And again, it is just the barely anythingest little nothing on my finger. But I love this tone. It's a nice pinky tone, and there's so many pale pink girls out there. All the real pale friends of mine, they're all this pinky tone. And then we get these foundations and everything looks yellow. In the camera it looks kind of yellow, but it's really not. Primer hand feels nice. Yeah, the Laura Geller primer hand feels much more moisturized than the MAC primer, and that is because I didn't mention. Man, I need to look at my camera. I have been looking everywhere but on my camera. Okay, so I got the Hydrating primer. And I have my skin very well hydrated ahead of time. So it was kind of shiny because I had like piles of things on. And as far as application of the foundation, it does have a tendency to streak a little bit. So every time I put it on, I have to like hit it with a patting motion. It actually went on really well. Yesterday I was in the car and I was kind of putting on my makeup. Like I was just trying to not look homeless. And I only had a few things of like a few pieces of makeup and not a whole face. But I had used my hands to put that stuff, to put the foundation and primer on. I just did it with my fingers. It went on really nicely with my fingers and I had good coverage. Now, they also, another thing that I have to say that's a little bit of a complaint is that they say that this is tattoo coverage. Tattoos are definitely a whole lot worse than the barely pink monster that's growing on my chin. And I had to go back over that with another layer. And sure, I did like super, super thin layers. But I don't know how this would cover anybody's tattoo. Like, you can cover it, but you can cover anything with anything. Doesn't mean it's going to not show through. So I will check in later tonight and let you know how it's going. So I'll also get to show you how the foundation wears. It's, to me, this is about the most natural looking foundation that I own. Not about. This is definitely the most natural looking foundation that I own because it's not completely matte. It's not super shiny. It's not heavy coverage. It's not no coverage. It just is that like really good balance to me. If you put on a thin layer of it, then you have nice coverage. You're smoothed out, but I don't care if like my pink cheeks end up showing through because the color match is so good on me and it doesn't look like it's sitting on top of my skin on the other days that I wear it. But we'll talk about that later, and if I disagree, then I will disagree with myself later. Alright, so bye for now, and I will be back later tonight on my cell phone. Hi, okay, I'm back. It is like 11 at night. Yeah. It's just about turning 11. Whenever I come in the bathroom, it always looks so greasy on my face. I'm stepping away from the lights a little bit because they're really harsh. Anyway, so I'm doing my check-in. It is easier for you to see the situation though, whenever I look really terrible with the lights this close. Let's look at what the situation is. Here it's a little bit, yeah, that's not as harsh. So to show you closer up, this is the side that I had the MAC foundation, or the MAC primer on, and this is the side that I had the Laura Geller primer on. Yeah. MAC wins again. Every single stinking time. There's just nothing that beats it. For my skin at least. Like, I didn't know which side was which, and I just came up and I looked at what I thought was better, and I'm like, this side obviously is way better. And I looked closer to try to figure out which side it was because I couldn't remember what I did wear. And I'm like, oh, that's MAC because it has the little sparkles in it that I discovered earlier somehow for the first time. Anyway, so I figure this is again a fair comparison. Laura Geller, MAC. I'm kind of leaning toward let's not waste any more money on other primers, regardless of how magnificent they're supposed to be, because apparently nothing lives up. But again, if anybody has any suggestions of anything that is supposedly better, that doesn't have fragrance, that I wouldn't be allergic to for some other reason, I kind of do want to try because it's just something fun for me. So something that I do have to say though, I don't mind not really having the foundation left by the end of the day because on the side with the primer that works better for my skin, my contour is still there. The bags under my eyes have not gotten that bad, and my eye makeup is still on perfectly. So does it really matter that the foundation is rubbed off in certain spots? It matches well, it doesn't crease on me. I have like zero, literally zero creases of foundation. And it's 11 at night. So I don't really see why it would be a problem, but it may not be for everybody, and it's not super high coverage, but if you can get a good color match with this foundation, I think that it's totally worth wearing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.